That didn't sound really good. I'm going to try again. Good morning. Sanibonani. Dumelang. Ndimacheroni. Avsheni. I think all of us can say that in Tsonga. Avsheni. Thank you so much, and welcome to the Inventors Forum 2025, brought to you by the Directorate of Research and Innovation under the Office Innovation and Technology Transfer Office, with the theme this year, very unique theme, saying commercializing publicly funded intellectual property. My name is Papama, and I'll be directing the program today. Without any waste of time, colleagues, I'd like to invite now our DVC, Dr. Vatiswa Papu Zamkaka. She's the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Research, Innovation and Engagement here at the Tshwane University of Technology, to do the opening and welcome. A big round of applause for her, please.
Dumelang. Sanbonan. Sanbonan. Molweni betun. Abshen. Goeiemorgen. Yeah, that sounds better. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Program Director, and our very vibrant spokesperson of the university. Colleagues, I'm not going to be long as I welcome you. It is with immense pride and gratitude that I open the Inventors Forum 2025, which is being convened under the inspiring theme, commercializing publicly funded intellectual property. This theme calls us to a shared mission, ladies and gentlemen, transforming groundbreaking research into innovation and harnessing knowledge for profound socio-economic impact. In our country, South Africa, we may not yet have an official Inventors Forum Day, but our university, the People's University, the university that makes knowledge work, the university that is the largest conduct university in South Africa, having currently 63,000 students. So our university has taken a bold step, and I'm sure you'll understand why we would take that bold step, based on our size and our presence and our belief and stance that universities are not monuments of elite, but universities exist to solve societal challenges, unlocking the economy, of course, working together with government and also working together with industry. So you will understand why then we've taken that stance. As a university that is present in 3 provinces of the 9 provinces of this country, with 6 campuses, 7 faculties. So we owe it to this country that we take this bold step. We have taken this bold step to fill this gap by establishing this vital platform. We are here to celebrate the trailblazers in our academic community, innovators who have safeguarded their intellectual property, paving the way for technology transfer and commercialization. The National Development Plan of this country, 2030, underscores innovation as a cornerstone of economic growth and social progress. So our institution embraces its responsibility to ensure research outputs that are extending beyond academic publications to become protected, to become transferred and commercialized for the public good. We are deeply grateful to the National Intellectual Property Management Office, NIPMO, in short, for their steadfast partnership in advancing this mandate. NIPMO has been walking the journey with us, and we are truly grateful as Tshwane University of Technology. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we shine a spotlight on our inventors whose patents have recently been granted. I thought we'll clap hands. A monumental milestone in the innovation life cycle, as you will all know in here. We are thrilled that NIPMO will formally present these patent certificates in a special ceremony. Additionally, we celebrate the rising stars of the 2024 Technology Entrepreneurship Program, whose visionary ideas light the path forward. To these emerging change makers, I want to say stay bold, stay resilient, as well as ensuring that South Africa's future depends on your ingenuity to tackle pressing challenges and shape a thriving society. This forum, ladies and gentlemen, is not merely a monument of recognition. It is a catalyst for cultivating an entrepreneurial mindset within academia. We strongly believe in quadruple helix as this institution. Transitioning research to real-world solution requires not only technical brilliance, but also robust collaboration with industry partners. The triple helix, dare I say also the quadruple helix, to include our societies and community, emphasizes that university, industry, government partnerships are essential for delivering research to the marketplace. We urge, therefore, our researchers to forge these connections with purpose, as the commercial success of any technology rests on its scientific merit, market relevance, and alignment with societal needs. Ladies and gentlemen, we are excited to welcome a distinguished speaker from the University Technology Fund, who will share insights on funding instruments and support mechanisms which are designed to propel inventions towards commercialization. These resources are critical to overcoming the well-documented valley of death in innovation, where promising ideas often falter without adequate financial backing. Furthermore, we are proud to announce the launch of our university's Innovation Incubator Program. I told you that we are a university that is moving from good to great. A new initiative to provide mentorship, seed funding, and access to industry networks for our researchers. This program will empower our innovators to navigate the complex journey from lab to market. Guys, I thought we would clap hands for our university. We are really making knowledge work in this institution. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is a celebration of achievement, ambition, and transformative impact. But it is also a clarion call to action. The true measure of our research lies not in citation or journal rankings, but in its power to improve lives, to drive sustainable development and build a more equitable future. Let us draw inspiration from global success stories, such as the development of mRNA vaccines. I'm quite proud to quote this on two fronts. Based on the fact that I'm from health sciences, I'm an epidemiologist by training, but I also serve on the board of Afrigen, which in the country is in the forefront of this work. This demonstrates how publicly funded research, strategic partnerships, and commercialization can save millions of lives. When I shared with the CEO of Afrigen last night that I'll be quoting your work, and she responded by saying, "Thank you for being a good ambassador at TUT for the work that we're doing as industry," which is done through collaboration, quite frankly, with government. IDC is investing heavily. You know, IDC is government funding. As I close, as we gather, let us recommit to creating, protecting, and commercializing with unwavering purpose. Together, we can build an innovation system, or rather ecosystem, that not only advances South Africa, but also sets a global standard of translating knowledge into impact. Let us seize this moment to shape the future where innovation serves society at its core. We strongly believe, I reiterate, that universities are not monuments of elite. Universities exist to solve societal challenges In our country, we have a burden of unemployment, high rate of unemployment. We have burden of poverty, a number of societal issues. And we strongly believe that the solutions are coming from universities. And through initiatives such as this one, utilizing technology and ensuring that we are not only focusing on laboratory research, but we take the laboratory research to commercialization, we shall win this battle. In my language, I say, kufaya yoke into zakuthi. Umaqobokazana ngalale ndlela ngabe kunyembelekile.
A big round of applause to Dr. Vatiswa Bapu Zamkaka. She's our Deputy Vice Chancellor of Research, Innovation and Engagement at the Tshwane University of Technology. Thank you so much, Doc. We know that you have to run. Thank you so much. Colleagues, we're going to move forward with our program. And now are we ready with our guest speaker online? Great. Our guest speaker for the 2025 Inventors Forum is Mr. Wayne Stocks. He's a managing partner, Stocks and Strauss Fund Manager in the University Technology Fund. I'm going to read a bit on his biography so that we understand him a bit more as he joins us online. Mr. Wayne Stocks is the managing partner of the first venture capital fund, UTF Fund 1 and UTF Fund 2 in Africa, focused on commercializing technology and intellectual property originating from universities and university alumni. As an investor, he serves as a board member or advisor in several high-growth technology companies in various sectors. Mr. Stocks was part of Smile ID for over 6 years, serving as the CFO and prior as the Director of Operations. He previously served as an MD at Jumo World and is the co-founder of Stocks and Strauss, an investment holding company with investments in many different sectors, from angel investment to mature growth stage companies. Mr. Stocks has been a founder or on the founding team of several businesses and have been an active technology investor for over 15 years. He's a registered chartered accountant and also has previously held various senior and executive finance and commercial positions in South Africa, USA, Dubai, and the United Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, may we please give Mr. Stocks a big round of applause as he addresses us today. Mr. Wayne, over to you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the warm welcome and appreciate being invited today. I think it's quite a tough task to follow the DVC after that address, and it really does feed into what our mission is at the UTF. I just want to touch on that point. I think turning knowledge into impact, and that's exactly what our mission is. And we believe that we can turn knowledge into impact through commercialization. So what does that mean? For us, commercialization means getting it out into the world where it is a commercial venture, and the technology and IP is therefore sustainable because it's obviously generating revenue and having the impact on society as well. So that really does fit in very well with how we operate. So just moving along, I must say, as I said, as I was introduced, I'm a chartered accountant, so by no means I'm going to be wooing you with any fancy PowerPoints. That's certainly not my strength, but I'm hoping to just deliver a few comments and then really open to a Q&A. And for me, this is a wonderful opportunity just to get our message out there that we are available and we're here as friendly investors in this space, that our primary and only mission is to commercialize technology that's originated within your university. So just touching, thank you for the introduction. I think what I really want to touch on is that first and foremost, myself and my business partner are entrepreneurs. We founded companies, we failed, we have been successful, thankfully. But I think that makes us investors that have, in my opinion, the best attributes, which is empathy. The space that commercializing intellectual property that's been developed at universities is extremely difficult because you're having to go in and spend time with the scientists or researchers. You really need to get to know the people, to get to know their mission, and spend time getting to know what they're actually working on, because it's complex. But therein lies the value. And I find a lot of my colleagues in the ecosystem who don't focus on this particular asset class don't have the time or make the time to really engage effectively, and therefore walk away from these opportunities. So we have instances in our over the last 5 years where we've spent 2 or 3 years with a group of scientists, getting to know them, challenging them, prior to them actually forming a company to spin out, and then we've invested in them. And there's not too many investors that do that. But because we have this empathy and understanding, because we've been on the other side of the table looking to try and raise money and commercialize our own ideas, and we know how difficult it can be and how challenging it can be to be an inventor or an entrepreneur or a researcher. So I think that when you're starting to speak to potential investors, that's a real key. Try and get people that you can trust and work on a relationship with. So then jumping into it, again, just to highlight a few things here. So the University Technology Fund is we've a fund that's been created obviously to commercialize tech out of universities and alumni. We're the first of our kind in Africa. We launched in 2020, and over the first 5 years, we had a smaller pool of money in Fund 1. And we had commitments that we had to make because we needed funding and we needed people that could commit. And so the University of Stellenbosch and UCT did commit to co-invest with us. So unfortunately, we had to make most of our investments with University of Cape Town and Stellenbosch. And over the period of 5 years, we've now done that. We've deployed that whole first fund. We've invested in 24 different companies from 5 different universities. The majority are from UCT and Stellenbosch. But the good news is we've now just launched our Fund 2, which is a much bigger fund. And that's available to any tech universities in South Africa. But what we've also included is alumni-founded businesses. So what we found was it's an ecosystem. If you look around the world at the developed ecosystem, so if you look at the US or the UK or parts of Europe, it's not just the universities, it's the alumni that hang on to the universities and in that ecosystem that are creating things and joining forces with the universities. And that's where you find angel investors and venture capital firms all sitting around these institutions and ecosystems. And that's what we believe was missing. And so we've opened up a portion of our mandate, a small portion. So we're still very much focused on the universities, but we have opened a portion to alumni-founded technology businesses. We're also launching, hopefully tomorrow, a seed fund. It's the same mandate, so university spinouts and alumni, but that would allow us to go earlier. And that's, I believe, is a major benefit. I don't need to sell you of what this asset class, which we now have proven in South Africa through our first fund and success of our investments there. I don't have to prove to the audience today how valuable spinouts and the research from universities can be. I think just moving on, just some key metrics here. Again, as I said, we're very proud of the 24 investments we've made, and as I said, they've originated from 5 South African universities. What is real key for us when we set out on this journey, we said we want to make and prove this asset class. No one else has done this in South Africa. We want to prove this as an asset class where institutional investors go, hold on, there's an amazing opportunity here. We need to jump on board. And we feel we've done that because not only have we put money into these 24 companies, over 600 million rands of additional funding and investment has come in after we've invested. So we've taken the initial risk and we've helped the companies grow. We've put things in place. We've walked the journey with them. We've done strategy meetings. We sit in the boards. And over the period of post our investment, 600 million additional rand has been raised within these 24 companies. And that catalytic effect is phenomenal in the ecosystem. And what that also means is your more risk averse and later stage investors and institutional investors are now opening their eyes and getting involved. And just to let you know, I mean, we started this journey 5 years ago, but it's not just early stage companies. One of our portfolio companies with the highest annual revenue is sitting at 150 million rand, and it's extremely profitable. And they're looking to double that this year and again double it the following year. So it's significant job creation, impact, and revenue, and this is all happening here in South Africa. If you look at some of the sectors, Again, I don't have to tell you this, but just it focuses on what our South African universities are good at, predominantly looking at healthcare, tech hardware, pharmaceuticals, biotech, etc. And certainly with us broadening the mandate for Fund 2 and the seed fund, this pie will certainly get a bit bigger. So again, I think this slide is just really to focus on the development process and where we get involved. So really where we found when we started the University Technology Fund is there was a massive glut between the protect and go to market. So if these high level kind of stages exist within your life cycle, and spin-outs are pretty much occurring around when you're starting to protect and now thinking of going to market, there's no one really funding that space. That risk capital, which is highlighted there, is often angel investors. So that's kind of friends and family. And then your really early stage venture capital. The predominant South African venture capital prior to us was sitting right on the right-hand side at way past scale-up. There was no one else doing the whole go-to-market towards scale-up. And essentially, that's where we've come in. We've come in and we've said we're going to invest. So University Technology Fund 1 from Protect to Scale Up, and to carry that forward from the traditional grant funding to carry it forward. And then we've now with Fund 2 and the seed fund. The seed fund will focus on that kind of protect to go to market, and then Fund 2 will go from scale up all the way to what we call Series A and Series B, which is post revenue and growth. So creating these two funds allows us to then back the earlier stage from spin out and then walk the journey with these inventors and researchers and and call founders. And then walking through to really taking them forward to scale up, which is taking the product to multiple markets and to great success. A couple of simple lessons, and I think this is where I really want to focus on, and I hope there will be some questions on this and the next slide. But what one needs to look at is not all technology and IP should or can be commercialized. I do feel that universities should be doing research for the sake of doing research. That's why when you break barriers and learn new things, when you almost have a completely open mind. However, that doesn't mean that what you may find on the research may and can be commercialized. And that's an important factor. And that's something where we've been working very closely and started to work more closely with technology transfer offices, where we say to them, when you're thinking of should you spin this out or commercialize it or license some technology, bring us in. We're friendly investors. We've seen a lot of this, and we can then debate this. Rather than making that call and potentially going down a path of spinning out and then not being able to find traction and funding, and that obviously is extremely disheartening. And then tech and IP can be commercialized, but sometimes it's better suited to be licensed to a large corporate rather than suited to a small spin-out company. I think some of the things that we've seen, again, research is great, but often it's the tech and product doesn't really solve a real problem. So one needs to look at what problem are we looking to solve with this, and can it solve it? I think another key lesson was being a founder is hard. It's really difficult. It's lonely at times, and it takes longer. It always takes longer than one thinks. So you need more than one founder. Two people walking down that road is a lot more effective. We've often found with one founder, there's it's burnout, or you have blind spots where no one is challenging you. And when you're down or you have different skill sets, you don't have that ability to work off each other. And then founders are not just individuals that develop the tech and IP. I think it's important to note that these should be people involved in launching, growing, and scaling the company. So you might have researchers that have developed the tech, have shares in this company that's been spun out, but are no longer involved. What that then results in, the people that are still working day to day on the grind 5 years later for smaller salaries, but they've got an equity incentive, they get disheartened because the people that were there in the beginning are no longer there, but are going to share in the fruits in 5 years or 10 years time at the same level that they have been, and they make massive sacrifices. So it's important to stay engaged and to structure the company so that everyone walking the path is incentivized for the entire duration. And then also, I think one of the things, working through the universities, we deal, and I think that's one of my passions, is I get challenged on a daily basis. I'm by no means an expert in any one of these sectors. And so you have the incredible, brilliant human beings that are so specialized in certain sectors and in their areas, and they're technical. But obviously, there's other parts that are required to commercialize something. So if you only have technical founders, we generally see that the venture will most likely fail. You need to be able to have people with commercial, sales, finance, and other acumen to be able to bolster that team. And that's often where the technology transfer officers come in, because they identify those weaknesses, they understand the humans, and they understand what other skill sets and support that company needs. And that's why we rely very much on the technology transfer officers to be able to help us and help those companies in this journey. And then, as I alluded to, the spin-out structure and the tech IP licensing agreements are incredibly important. If they're not structured correctly, you run the risk of not attracting the right investors or investment, and follow-on investment further down the line. And then potentially the team is not sufficiently incentivized, and they're the humans that are actually going to run and sell this thing and develop it and commercialize it for the foreseeable future. Alluded to working alongside TTOs. I cannot stress that more. It's so important, and I think the TTOs are now starting to have such a bigger commercial mindset, and that is so wonderful, because that helps us, because they walk the journey with these researchers and scientists for a lot longer than we do, and they continue to challenge them to develop business models and get out of the building, etc. Founders and investors need to grow and work together. I think empathy and trust is incredibly big. It's not like investing on the stock exchange, where I put my money and I never even get to see or meet anyone from Vodacom. And this is a small company, and we need, as investors, we need to roll up our sleeves and really understand the humans and their mission and work together. And then I can't stress this enough, getting out the building. Peter Thiel, a famous tech founder and investor, that's what he said, was get out the building. And what that means is go and speak to your market, go speak to others. If you're sitting in your building, in your faculty or your friends and family, and telling them about this amazing thing, chances are they're thinking the same way, and chances are they think that this is the most brilliant idea or the brilliant strategy of how to commercialize it. Go and speak. It's hard, but go and speak to those customers, even if it's long before you can actually commercialize something. Go speak to the pharmacist or the doctors or the clinics. Go and get their advice. What would you pay for? How would you pay? When would you use it? Things like that are so important, because it entrenches this commercial mindset. So then, just to end off, really, I think when you're looking to go to an investor and you're looking to spin things out, you're looking to commercialize, just answer a few questions. So what is a problem or challenge you're solving? Do you actually solve the problem and challenge? And will someone actually pay for it? That's the thing. Sometimes you can solve it, but you're not being paid enough, so it's never going to be commercial. The market size, of course, it sounds simple, but again, it's not just our market. But think bigger as well, international. Sometimes people create for the local market and they end up selling global, and that's fantastic. You're still having impact. Scalability, think about scale always. And is your product or solution scalable? Can you get it out there to have the impact that you need to make it sustainable, commercial, and have the impact that you originally had the mission for? Why now? Why is the market ready for it? And then time and the resources to commercialize. People always underplay this. There's so many things in here: regulatory requirements, technology and product development, the market. Maybe you're creating a new market, and sometimes the market takes a lot longer to adopt things, especially selling to businesses. They take a lot longer to sign and do things than you think. Competitors and competitive advantage, very keen to continually think of why we're better than the next people and why people would want our product. And then the business model, you need to have clarity on it and be versatile. Some business models might not work. Your unit economics, people ignore this, especially in the scientific world. And how much does it cost? What is our margin? And that talks to the scalability. If your margins are so small, it's very difficult to scale. Then your team is so important. And the team is not just the scientists, it's your technology transfer officers, your mentors, your directors. Technology and IP, this is where you guys are super strong, and we've never had to be concerned. And then traction. What little bits of traction? If you can't sell your product just yet, that's okay. Go and speak to people. Get a letter of intent where they say, if you do this and do that and you deliver this product, we would be willing to do a pilot with you or be willing to buy it from you. That shows traction to investors that you've gone out of the building and people will demand and want this product, because we often don't know. This is such a, the individuals and scientists are so smart that we as investors can't begin to understand the years and the intricacies of your technology. So by going to a market who says, I'll buy it, that is the best way for us to understand that you've got a product that people are willing to buy. And then what type of investment do you need and want? And that's where speaking to your technology transfer office and working alongside hopefully friendly investors like us can guide you on the journey. And then, of course, the structure of your company. And is it your company structured for investment? I think those are just the high-level points I wanted to raise. I hope some of those are useful. If not, I hope that at least seeing me on the screen and reach out to the team to be able to make contact with us, where we can continue conversations, answer questions, and engage in this journey to help you figure out what your next steps are. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Wayne. A round of applause for him, please. But of course, you asked earlier on that you wanted to be very interactive, and I'm
Yes.
going to allow the colleagues in the house to ask questions. Any questions? Okay, there we go.
Thank you, Mr. Stokes. A beautiful presentation. I enjoyed it very well. I just want to request if your slides can be made available. And you've given us the guidance to contact our IP officers if we want to make contact with you. We wish to make contact with you maybe very soon. This time, yesterday, I was in a meeting with Adams and Adams and my collaborators at UJ. We've registered a provisional patent in South Africa. We filed one in the same thing in America. We are now filing it in Europe. And the European guys had some concern that they wanted us to clarify. That's why we had the meeting yesterday. And we are planning also to register it in Canada and in Mexico. So it's a long road. However, there are a number of patents. My group, I'm a senior, I've retired about two and a half years ago, but I'm still relatively active. My group, we've had a number of patents. We registered one in India with my collaborators in India on post-harvest preservation of fruits. We found out that the materials we use can protect mango. It can last for about 18 days before it starts to be messed up. Such things, if we want to transform it here, maybe we need your guidance. And I can remember vividly many years ago, maybe more than 15 years ago, the first patent we registered in my group was on transdermal cellulose scaffolds. We loaded some particles, nanoparticles in the material, and we found out that it's good for wound healing, where the patent is gathering dust in the R&I office. If you will be available, we still appreciate your guidance on how to advance these patents. There are about 6 more that are gathering dust there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Just a quick comment then. Well, firstly, congratulations. It sounds like you've been very busy, and that's fantastic that you're taking the right steps. And as I said, the IP and protection, you're in safe hands. I don't think anyone does it better than South Africans, especially on the continent and the southern hemisphere. I think our technology transfer officers do a wonderful job with NIPMO. I will absolutely send my slides. What I will do also is I'll put my personal contacts and some of my team and my email address at the bottom. And then the team is more than willing to distribute that to everyone that's present today, and you can reach out with pleasure, and we'll certainly do what we can to assist. A great question. We absolutely, especially Fund 2 and our seed fund, we include all universities. So if any technology or intellectual property has been developed at one of our 26 universities and science councils, for that matter, in South Africa, it falls within our mandate. As on top of that, if you are an alumni of one of our 26 universities in South Africa and you create a technology company, we are able to invest in that venture as well. So we've really broadened our scope. So absolutely, urban areas and rural makes no difference to us. It falls as long as it's the tech or IP has been developed at a university, and so therefore a university spin-out, or the founders of the technology company, are alumni of a South African university. Even if it's just one founder, we're able to consider that for investment.
Thank you so much, Wayne. Is there another question? At least one more before we let him go, because he's got another engagement. Ladies and gentlemen? Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Stokes. Morning, everyone. So my name is Ramwahi from Faculty of Science. So I'm not sure who this question would apply to. Anybody who's willing to answer can answer, because I believe our department is isolated. We don't have a lot of information. I wanted to ask, where can we get such information? Because a lot of people are having some brilliant ideas in terms of alternative medicine, cosmetic products, but everyone, when you ask them, where can you get information from TUT? Can you involve TUT? Usually the answer is TUT is going to want 90% of your innovation, of your technology. So where do we get information regarding working with TUT, especially in terms of the funding? And then also, I had another question here. But you've already answered how we can reach you, so that one I'll leave it for now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Wayne. Did you hear that question?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I think just from my side, I think someone else in the audience can answer the internal of how they you can get more information on the TUT side. But from our side as investors, what I'll also do is I'll send an information deck on our seed fund and our fund 2, which can be distributed, essentially exactly what we invest in and what the process is for us as investors, and that will clarify that. I think there is, and look, this commercialization wave is really moving through South Africa, and it's fantastic for us to see. But there's a lot of universities that have just cottoned onto it, and especially some of the more rural universities, and we're trying to support them. And there is this, how do we, trying to figure out of what's best practice, how do we structure the company? And that's what I alluded to in my presentation, is it is so important to structure the company and correctly and upfront, where the university gets incentivized, but also gets rewarded for its part that it's played. and obviously that talks to the IP Act and also the university policies, but they're also the researchers that have been involved in the research up to date. And then also, very important, what people forget is the people that are going to be in that company driving it and working on a day-to-day basis, that are making sacrifices for salaries and all kinds of things, taking a lot of stress to build this company, because it's hard to build a company. You need to balance that in whole structure, that everyone is incentivized and rewarded. And I think that's where I put myself out there to say we're more than happy to engage with the TTOs at the universities, to be able to provide our thoughts behind it. At the end of the day, you need to make the decision, but very happy to have that discussion with the TTO professionals. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there another question going once, twice? Colleagues, we're good? With that said, Wayne,
Good
thank you
morning.
so much is there someone online?
Yes, there's someone online.
Okay, great. You may proceed.
Thank you so much, Program Director. My name is Rufuno Sintumore. I'm just enabled to join in line. I'm part of the Technology Transfer Office. What I want to give I'm not going to ask question to Mr. Stokes, just to give a clarity that on the questions that has been raised by Mr. Ramohi. I just want to let him know that what he has heard about 90% be taken from the institution is not the correct information. And we would like to give him and the team, if he does have team of the inventors, as he has alluded, we would like to give them the intellectual property awareness, so that you'll be able to know what is the position of Technology Transfer Office in terms of the inventions that they have developed. Thank you so much, Program Director.
Thank you so much. I think that answers your question. With that said, Wayne, thank you so much for availing yourself today and for the insights. We appreciate you here at the Tshwane University of Technology. Colleagues, with a round of applause, please, may we please thank him. Thank you. With that said, we'll take a mini body break, and then when we come back, we do the Technology Entrepreneurship Program prize giving. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings once again. We are back and we continue with the program with the Technology Entrepreneurship Program Prize Giving. I'd like now to invite Prof. Lizzie Munyadzi. She's the head of department at HOD at the Department of Environmental, Water, and Earth Sciences at the Faculty of Science. A round of applause for her, please. She'll be handing over the certificates. With this program, we had many applications, but 48 were shortlisted, and the following that we're going to call out now did the pitch, right, D? They did the pitch, and they're getting the certificates of completion. And to start with, may I please have Kifetsi Mahane. Round of applause, please. Congratulations, Kifetsi. Let's have some music in between, eh? Okay, go. While they're taking pictures, may we please give a round of applause to Shoshoro Masemula. Congratulations. Tebogo Rakubu. Congratulations, Tebogo. Riabezu Mutiba. Congratulations, Riabezu. Rebets will be followed by Rama Butla Balakav. Yeah. Congratulations. Marakabela Rapotle. Oh, congratulations. Ramoachi Sekhone. A big round of applause. Nzalama Mosoloke. in absentia. Lisakanye Ranuga. Koketso Pasha. Chimangazo Matebela. Slindile Kaba. Spiwe Maleke. And as Peacemakers Kosana. Congratulations, Peacemaker. That's a very unique name, eh? Thank you so much. A round of applause to the 14 who received their certificates. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the overall winner, who will receive the best pitch, certificate, and some mola. Yeah, this is for the Technology Entrepreneurship Program. And the overall winner, may I have a drum roll, please? Yes. The award goes to Riabetsu Mutiba. Riabetsu receives 10,000 rands. And now, the next award, and the last award actually in this program is for the most consistent participant. The most consistent participant award goes to Ramoahi Sekhono. Congratulations, Ramoahi. Ramoahi will receive 5,000 rands. Round of applause, please. And I would like now to invite Riabetsu Mutiba here up front to show us and basically demonstrate to us why she won, that award and why she's voted the overall winner for the best pitch in the Technology Entrepreneurship Program. A round of applause to her, please. I will require full participation from you all guys. So, okay.
Okay. As I was saying, I would really require your participation. I'm a little nervous, but let's do this. Short in time. Je m'appelle Rea Betui. Je suis étudiante at Tshwane University of Technology. If there's any of you guys who have an idea of what I said, can you please raise up your hand? Exactly, right? And that is why you guys need me. Okay. Practice student and especially in Northern Sotho, English, and French. I have realized that the French that I learn in class is not gonna get me a croissant in France. And that is why I came up with LingoLink. Language barriers remain a major challenge in today's globalized world, especially for regional dialects and indigenous languages. Many digital platforms lack reliable access to native speakers or translators, leading to miscommunication and exclusion. This problem creates missed opportunities. There's a need for a solution that enables real-time, authentic communication across cultures and addresses these linguistic gaps. Now, my solution is LingoLink. LingoLink is not just any app, but it's an app that connects users with native speakers and translators through location-based technology. Let's say, for example, I'm here and I'm saying "Sho Dintan." This is not a recognized language, but rather a dialect that is spoken in Pretoria. And this is where LingoLink gets in. It is a technology language app that is going to make sure that people understand each other, irregardless of whether your language is widely spoken or it's just a dialect. This is the technology that we're going to use. We're going to have HTML that provides the basic structure and layout of the interface. We want to make sure that this interface is easy for each and everyone, whether you're in the technology space or you're not. We're going to use CSS because as a language student, I realized that people like an app that is very appealing to the eye, and that is where CSS comes in. We're going to use SQL for our database and Node.js and JavaScript. This is our business model. Where will this app actually be used? In businesses, places such as like this. I could just be giving you my pitch in my own language and you'll have this app to translate exactly what I said. But not just the Northern Sotho part, but also the dialects that we speak in Pretoria. Educational institutions. It would be nice if in educational institutions just like TUT as a language practice student, we actually had an app instead of just a person to tell us more about the languages that we are learning. Individual users. This could just be anyone who's traveling to a certain country. If you want to really get into that culture, then you can use this app. Global travelers also. If you're coming to South Africa, Cape Town, not just seeing Cape Town, but also communicating with the people, not in English, but the actual dialects that they speak deep in the Cape Flats. Market opportunity, like I said. We're going to have individual use. This is going to give us limited revenue because we're going to have features that are free, but we're also going to have features that you pay for. For example, I could just say bonjour, and then that app will detect which language it is. But not only that, but where it is widely spoken. Governments and NGOs, this is going to give us a significant revenue potential with widespread adoption. This is where governments will actually be using this app for their day-to-day lives. You go to a court and there's no interpreter at the moment. Then that court case is being postponed until they get an interpreter. But then if we have this app, you're actually going to have it just at your fingertips, whereby it will not only just translate spoken language that is official, but also the dialects that you might find people speaking. Businesses, if you have meetings with fellow people and they're coming from different types of places, we can use this app in order to engage with them. This is our revenue streams: schools, universities, diplomatic relations, court, healthcare, and NGOs. Translation of professional documents, live interpretation, user translation, freelancers, and geolocation services. These are our revenue projections for year one. This is our annual fee, and we also have a pay-per-service, whereby you can look for someone exactly on the app. Let's say you want someone to interpret right at that moment. You can just text on the app, sort of like LinkedIn, and it connects you with someone like Reabetswe, and will be able to translate or interpret whatever that you want me to interpret for you at a cost. And not only am I going to get that money, but the app is also going to get money because you used our services. And also a monthly premium fee and 30% from freelancers. So if you're a freelancer and you're using our app in order to get your job out there, there's 30% that we're going to require from you. And also monthly premium fee for using certain features that do not come for free. This is our competitive analysis. We have Google Translation, which does not translate regional dialects. And we also have Microsoft Translation, which also does not give us the regional dialect. We have Hello South Africa, which translates certain regional dialects, but only phrases that we already know, such as your hello, how are you, but not deeper into what we're actually wanting to solve. And then we have LinguaLink, and of course, we do deal with those things, regional dialects. And then we have live translation, which Google cannot give you. When I mean live translation, I mean you're having a conversation one-on-one with someone on the other hand, and you're able to be translate with them. We have Microsoft Translation, which does that, but Hello South Africa cannot do that, and LinguaLink can actually do that. Business and professional use. We believe that Google and Microsoft can be used in business spaces, but then with ours, you're not only translating official languages, but also translating dialects, meaning that you can actually get your word out there with speaking your own language or dialect. This is what we're asking for from you guys. And this is going to help us when we're starting. This is our roadmap and where we're currently at. Phase 1, which is establishing the foundation, and then we're in phase 2, which is platform development. And our phase 3, we believe that is going to be testing, and then our quarter 1, which is 2016, will be the launching of the app. My name is Reabetswe Mutiba. I'm a language practitioner, which makes me I'm a language practitioner in a technology-surrounded world, which is how I came up with this innovative idea. I currently have a scholarship in software development, which is what I'm going to use to further develop my app. And I would really like for you guys to come to me to ask any questions if you want to ask any questions, and also put something on top of that 10K. Thank you.
I'm saying that she deserves the highest award.
Yeah, that was a good presentation. A round of applause to her, please. And of course, to all the participants. We're moving along now to the handing over of patent certificates. And I would like to invite Ms. Lindiwe Mashimbe to assist us with handing over. As she comes through, I'm going to be giving you a bit of background about her. Ms. Lindiwe Mashimbe is the Deputy Director, Funds and Incentives Management at NIPMO. She previously worked in the DSTI Technology Stations Program under the Technology Location Unit. She holds a BSc Honors in Applied Science and Industrial Systems, as well as BSc in Mathematical Sciences, both from the University of Pretoria. A round of applause to her, please. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence and, just being part of this celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, as I call out the recipients of the certificates, I will just name the title of the patent, and to start with is a wheelchair. And the inventors are Johannes Jejens, Karim Dafala, and Nico. Are they here? A wheelchair. Round of applause, please. Congratulations. Wonderful work to the team. Thank you so much. And next we have nano composite material, and that is Yeskanda. I hope I'm saying it right. Haman, Niraj Kumar, and Suprakas Ray. A round of applause, please. In absentia. Yes, please. Absolutely. Absolutely, Prof. Okay. Should we move on to the next one? Okay, great. The next one is Briquette. And we have Khomotsechang Fred, Molikwa. Did I say it correctly? The title of the project is Briquette.
I'm so sorry for doing this.
Okay. Congratulations. Round of applause. And now we're going to go back to nano composite material, and we'd like Prof. Emmanuel Sadiku to accept the award. Congratulations. Absolutely. Round of applause, please, as it sits down. Congratulations, Prof. and team. And the next one we have electromechanical brake pedal. And the award will be received by Waldo Stefan and Christian Conrad. Are they here? In absentia, round of applause, please. The last, you saved the last one, the best one. How do they say it? There we go. And it's a method of determining a sound absorption coefficient of a target material and system, therefore. And may we please have Regan Kyle. Round of applause, please. Congratulations, Regan. Please keep playing the music. We're getting closer to the end of the program. Before we serve lunch, because we're almost at the end of the program, I'd like to invite Dee to come do the vote of thanks. On the program, as you can see, it was Dr. Rita Rasilika, but she had other engagements, agent engagements that she needed to attend to. Over to you, Dee.
Thank you so much. My name is Debuseng Modise, and I am the administrator in the ITTO. The ITTO stands for Innovation and Technology Transfer Office. For the longest time, we were under the leadership of Dr. Hamilton Mpidi, who he left us in a way of going to another institution. I am here with my colleague, Thomas Kahle, and in absentia, but however online, Lufuno Sintumule. The four of us have been driving this ITTO. So especially coming to what you had said and to put weight on what Lufuno had said, we are the office in regards to all the questions that you might have, any kind of assistance in this regard. Please, our doors are always open. Now to the bottom of why I was called. Thank you so much to our beautiful program director, Ms. Papama, also the TUT spokesperson. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for taking time off your busy schedule to come and spend this time with us. Really, we don't take that lightly. Once again, maybe give yourselves a round of applause. I would like to also extend a warm, gratitude to all our service providers. I'm hoping I'll do justice in terms of mentioning all of them. Our live stream team, which is Leakantse, I said it right. All the other service providers, you know, the people that made sure that we got all our certificates, our prizes, and so forth. Really, I would like to say thank you to the Directorate in absentia, Dr. Raseleka. Thank you so much for awarding us the opportunity to host such events, and to the DVC as well. I think some of you saw her, she was here. I would actually like to say thank you so much. We are led. And without wasting any more time, thank you to Southern Sun for allowing us to use this beautiful venue. That should be it. Thank you so much. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. I'm told that lunch will be served at 12:30, but this gives us an opportunity now to network and engage further, particularly the winners as well. I want to find out how you did it, the pitch and all of that. But thank you so much to all of you for gracing us with your presence and really participating in this event while we network. To the live stream team, can we please have some music while we network? Thank you.